What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to the Bournemouth Liverpool post-match and reaction video, and we will also analyze the title race. And what Liverpool are doing is absolutely insane, remarkable that we have rebuilt our complete midfield. All of the referees pretty much hate Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp, and they try to screw us over, and we are still 5 points clear at the top of the table. Yes, Man City have a game in hand still, but Liverpool are missing Salah, Endo, Szoboszlai, and also other players, Robertson from the back, Joel Matip. That's 5 starting 11 players that Liverpool are missing, and yet we are still top of the table, still winning games, winning 4-0 away from home against an in-form Bournemouth side is absolutely astonishing, especially because at halftime it was 0-0. Bournemouth lost to Tottenham, but before that their only defeat came against Manchester City, when they lost heavily. That was their only game so far, which they lost by a big scoreline until Liverpool turned up. But Bournemouth at home were having a really good season. Yes, Arsenal beat them 4-0, but that was back in September at the beginning of the season. So Bournemouth lost 1 out of the last 9 or 10 games. So for Liverpool to come here and win 4-0, especially after we had a 0-0 halftime score where Liverpool weren't really exactly very convincing. I mean, in the first half, Liverpool had just 4 shots, Bournemouth had 3. It was a very even game, so maybe a draw was the fair result after halftime. But second half, Liverpool came out and were just absolutely ruthless. Diogo Jota is honestly almost as good as Mo Salah in terms of finishing. He is the typical, clinical, ruthless, ice-cold finisher that you absolutely need. And Jota bailed us out the last time Mo Salah was at the Africa Cup of Nations, and he's doing it again. Since he came back from his injury, Diogo Jota has 3 goals and 3 assists in 5 games, or 6 games, but he only started 2 games, this one and the last one against Fulham. In the other 3 games, he came on as a substitute, and he still has in 2.5, almost 3 games, 2.5 games, if you add up the minutes, 2 games and 60 minutes, he has 3 goals and 3 assists. So 6 goal contributions in less than 3 games, in less than 270 minutes is absolutely stupendous. And honestly, Diogo Jota is absolutely marvelous. And I'm so happy for Darwin Nunez as well, who had a brilliant performance. Darwin Nunez, all 3 of his shots were on target. He had again an XG of 0.8, but this time he overshoots his XG. And after he got 2 assists against Fulham, Darwin Nunez has 2 goals today, so 4 goal contributions in the past 2 games for Darwin Nunez. I told you that he will come good, and when Darwin Nunez doesn't have to think about the finishing, he is ruthless and clinical, and his goals were absolutely brilliant. The funniest goal was the 3rd Liverpool goal, where Diogo Jota miskicks the ball and then he races onto his own miskicked ball and slots it home into the far corner. But the first goal, which was scored by Darwin Nunez in the 49th minute or something like that, was one of the best team play moves. If you haven't seen it, make sure to watch it again, because Liverpool bailed out from the back and we just completely outpassed and outclassed with Bournemouth, who have a really good defense. And Jota passes it to a wide open Nunez, who first time opens his right foot up and slots it home into the far corner. Absolutely brilliant. And then the second Diogo Jota goal after Cody Gakpo assist after a brilliant counter attack is equally brilliant. Jota shoots low and hard into the near post bottom corner. It even hits the post. The goalkeeper had absolutely no chance. Brilliant, ruthless finishing. The 3rd goal, I already talked about it. Conor Bradley got the assist for the 3rd goal. I'm so happy for him. Conor Bradley started his first Premier League game. This was his Premier League debut, I think, for Liverpool, and he was absolutely brilliant. And Jota miskicks the ball and then runs onto it and scores the 3rd goal. The 4th goal, what an assist by Joe Gomez towards the back post. Joe Gomez slotted over to right back after we shuffled the players around. Bobby Clark came on for the injured Curtis Jones. That's the only downside of the game, apart from the referee, which I will talk about in a bit, that Curtis Jones looks like he pulled his hamstring, just like Mo Salah at the African Cup of Nations, and Curtis Jones was in the form of his life. So I really hope and pray that Curtis Jones will not be out for an extended period of time, because this was probably Curtis Jones' best run of form in a Liverpool shirt in his career. So Darwin Nunez slots it home into the bottom far corner after Joe Gomez's brilliant assist in the 93rd minute. It goes in off the post, and Darwin Nunez scoring 2 goals is absolutely stupendous news. Nunez and Jota are now bang in form, and I'm really looking forward to the games that are coming up next. I missed watching Liverpool play football. The first half not so much, the second half Liverpool were absolutely brilliant, and credit to Bournemouth. I think they actually deserved to at least score a goal. They created some good chances, but Konate and Van Dijk were absolutely brilliant. Imperious at the back. Alisson again was stupendous. So that's back-to-back clean sheets away from home in the Premier League for Liverpool. After we beat Burnley 2-0, we won against Bournemouth 4-0, and that's really impressive. And Liverpool's away form was bottom half of the table last season. This season our away form is much better. In the away form table, actually, we are top alongside Manchester City, so what a turnaround. We have 6 wins, 4 draws and 1 loss away from home, which is really amazing form. And at home, Liverpool are still unbeaten, and long may that continue. So as I said, Darwin Nunez is back in form, Jota is back in form, and these players need to keep performing. A word on the referee, or at least the VAR referee, who again was a referee that we know hates Liverpool and hates Jurgen Klopp, because he many times robbed Liverpool of decisions. Luis Diaz's ankle gets stomped on, which was a stonewall red card by a Bournemouth player. Yes, VAR looks at it, but they think it's not that dangerous. I don't think they were right. I think the Bournemouth player should have been sent off, because Luis Diaz could have been seriously injured. They stomp on his ankle ligaments, and we saw red cards given for less. Remember the Tottenham-Liverpool game? Curtis Jones and Jota got red cards for a way less serious foul. It wasn't even a foul in both cases that got them sent off. And this time the Bournemouth player stomps on Luis Diaz's ankle. It's a really dangerous and challenge that could have caused Luis Diaz very serious injury, and they don't send the Bournemouth player off. Second half, Diogo Jota clearly running into the box. The Bournemouth player trips him up on the line, which is inside the box. If it's on the line, it's a penalty. And VAR doesn't give a penalty for that. The referee doesn't give a penalty for that. These blind idiots are doing my head in. Thankfully, Liverpool still won 4-0, so I don't want to moan too much about the referees. But I had to mention it because, again, there were 2 absolutely horrendous decisions. The Sheffield United-West Ham game, I just read it, that there were huge refereeing inconsistencies and controversy in that game as well. So I will watch the highlights of that game later. So now Liverpool have the best goal difference in the Premier League. We scored the second most goals in the league, only 1 goal behind Man City, but we have the best defense. Just 18 goals conceded in 21 games. It's really impressive. And imagine if the referees actually did their job correctly. Liverpool would be 8, 9 or 10 points clear at this stage of the season, with Man City playing 1 game more still. So Liverpool should be right now maybe 12 points clear of Man City. Instead we are 5 points clear. That's still quite remarkable, but Liverpool have some really tough games coming up in the league. In the cup we have Fulham away next on Wednesday. That's the very important League Cup semi-final. Simon Hooper is the referee. Remember that bold referee who cheated Liverpool out of a victory against Tottenham? He has Liverpool again. I can't believe that they have given him another Liverpool game. And then we play Norwich at home in the FA Cup just 3 days before we play Chelsea at Anfield in the Premier League. So we have Chelsea and Arsenal next in the Premier League. Hopefully Mo Salah will be back, at least for the Arsenal game. It all depends on how far Egypt go in the African Cup of Nations, and also hopefully Endo can be back. The good news is that this next week we still have cup games. So Trent Alexander-Arnold, Dominic Szoboszlai could all come back, and maybe potentially even Tsimikas Robertson could come back at the beginning of February or at the end of January. So the Liverpool-Chelsea game, we have to win that, because Chelsea are dreadful this season compared to how good they used to be like 3, 4, 5 years ago. And then the big one, Arsenal at the Emirates. That is the key game. If we could win that, that would potentially put Arsenal out of the title race. Let me check Arsenal's fixtures until then. So they play Nottingham Forest in the league, and then they host Liverpool. So Nottingham Forest away is a tough game. Probably Arsenal will win that. The Man City game also coming up for Liverpool, I think in February or March. Yeah, it's the beginning of March the 9th. That's the key one. Liverpool must beat Man City at Anfield. If we could do that, then we could have a big advantage in the title race. We just have to keep winning, because Man City will keep winning. With De Bruyne and Haaland coming back for Man City, they will probably win a lot of games. But Liverpool are absolutely brilliant this season. Without like 7 or 8 of our players out injured or in international duty, we are winning games comfortably and very convincingly. And long may it continue. Up the Reds. Come on, Liverpool. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching. See you later. Goodbye.